making sure you can see me going live. Hey, how are you? So today I want to talk about what's holding you back. And it might be something simple that you're not even thinking about. And this one thing held me back for a really long time. And my friends, it's called instant gratification. And the reason this can hold you back or me back is because we want everything now. In this day and age, you can go online and find anything, and you can get followers. You can, look popular. You can do all of these things that seem so great, except they're not real, right? So, what a lot of people don't tell you, but I've done a lot of reading on this subject because, again, recovering instant gratification addict, I will tell you that any successful, and I should say sustainably successful person has actually been in the game for 8 to 10 years. So when you hear the term overnight success, I'm sure you're thinking they're overnight for you, right? But they're not overnight at all. They have been working in the background for years on projects, on books, on ideas, on school, whatever it is, they've been working really hard. And so here's the thing though, when I tell people it takes 8 to 10 years to have an established career, to make crazy great money, to do all these great things, people tune out, right? They're like, I'm out. I want everything now. I want to make sure that I'm doing everything right now. So, what I want to do today is talk to you about how to create instant gratification in your life in a way that propels you for long term success. Because instant gratification is important if it's used properly. But the ways that are used improperly are you can get rich today, you can make money today, you can do all these crazy things today, you can get a passive income today. Okay, that is instant gratification gone wrong. Instant gratification gone right can actually happen in a couple ways. And these are ways that I have gamified my life. I'm a huge fan of gamifying things. And I want to share with you my two main factors that I've used recently. And I wrote them down. That's how important these are for me, that I give them to you properly. So the first one is finishing something hard. Now, I'm mentioning finishing something hard because doesn't that feel good? When you get to something that you didn't want to do, I call it the taking out the trash thing, right? You don't want to do it, but when you're done, you're so like, yes, check that off. So, what I want you to do is I want you to think about something hard that you need to do, and I want you to do it first thing. And I know this is not the first time you've heard this, right? There's actually a book called Eat That Frog that discusses this exactly. And the reason is because when you do something hard first, one, you have the brain power to do it. You're not exhausted because your day has just started. But two, it creates momentum in the day, in the week, if you're doing it Monday, to propel you to do harder things every single day because you've got that huge sense of accomplishment. But here's the other thing. Now, if I said to you today, I want you to go out and learn Python. This is a language that a lot of coders use and a lot of programmers use and business analytics people use. Now, that's a giant thing that you're not going to learn in a day, right? So you're not going to get up at 8 a.m. tomorrow and say, I'm going to learn Python. That is too big of a goal. So, what I want you to do in order to make this work is to break this down into smaller goals. Maybe goal number one for tomorrow is wake up at 8 a.m. and search for programs on how to learn Python. That's it. That's your big check mark for the day. The next day, maybe you're going to enroll in one of the programs, right? Because you've already looked at them. I don't believe in doing that the same day. I think you should vet things out, sleep on it, and then make the decision. Then, once you've enrolled, look at the program and say, okay, how many days is this going to take me? And then that's your goal for each day, right? And then over the course of 6 weeks, 6 months, whatever it is, you have learned Python. But every single day, you did one piece of that puzzle. And I'm telling you, it feels good. And I know that what you're saying right now is, gosh, that sounds like forever. Did you know that only about 24 to 27%, depending on what you read, of people have a college degree? And these are people that are eligible for college degrees. Why do you think that is? Instant gratification, people. A program takes between 4 and 6 years, depending on what you're doing, how long you're going to be in school, if it includes a master's program, all these other things. A lot of people drop out, right? And it's because they have not thought about this instant gratification along the way. What am I doing this semester? What am I doing this month? How am I building this up? So I want you to know that this is incredibly important to do right. So the next one is, I want you to reward yourself. I love a reward. One of my favorite things to do in my business is to go to conferences. I learned so much. If I'm going to be teaching you, I have to be learning, right? And if I'm learning all the time, though, and I'm not teaching you, then how am I making money and all these other things? So I can't live there, right? But conferences are my jam. I learned so much. It's a time to get away from my family and truly focus on my business, myself, all these other things, take notes, deep dive into learning. So that is a huge reward for me. And when I have hard tasks and I've broken them down and I've met my goals, that is typically my reward, is to give myself a conference. So, okay, this past launch of Market Me, one of my online courses, I said to myself, if I hit certain income goals, that I could book a May conference that I've been eyeing for a while. And my friends, I booked it yesterday, very excited, made my goal. And guess what it was? I was doing things that I did not want to do to make this launch work. But I'm so glad I did, and I know I'm better for it. So I want you to give yourself a reward. Maybe your reward isn't a conference. Maybe that's not exciting to you. Maybe what your reward is something like dinner out with friends. Maybe it's going to a movie. Maybe it's having an activity or planning a trip with your family. There's nothing wrong with it, but if whatever your goal is, but if you have that dangling over you, it's probably got some time constraints in it. So it's going to make you work for it. But then when you reach the goal, it's going to make it that much sweeter. Here are two instant gratifications I do not want you to give yourself. I do not want you to say that I get to go drink with my friends when I reach a goal, because that's actually going to unfocus you. And I also don't want you to say, I'm going to go have a giant hot fudge sundae, because you're putting the wrong things in the wrong places. And it's also going to unfocus you and derail you in other areas. What I want your rewards to be based on are self-care. Like I said, conference, maybe a massage. Maybe you've been holding back from buying yourself something special just for you, not other people, for yourself. That would be self-care in my mind. And then, of course, learning, that's also self-care. But I also want you to think about trips for others, connection with other people, because I firmly believe we are supposed to be connected to one another. And no matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert, I personally am an introvert, you still need people, and they lift me up. And having deep, meaningful conversations with friends and family really does lift me up at times. So I want you to think about your rewards in that way. Now, I know what you're thinking. This seems really basic, and it is. So, what are you doing today that's instant gratification that's going to propel you forward? Not instant gratification such as watching Netflix or, just sitting around and doing nothing. How is that really serving you? It's not. I also want to let you know that I do have my Market Me course, and it is designed to help you eat the frog of resume writing, LinkedIn profiling, and even your interview skills and negotiation tactics. I'm going to be relaunching this course in January, and I would love to have you in it. If you go to my link in the top of this to register for my newsletter, I will make sure that you receive the information when we relaunch in January. We're going to eat the frog together if a new job is what you want and you want to make more income. I'm in. I hope you have a great day.